Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. So what we're going to do today is review this 3-watch watch roll from Rothwell, Rothwell, San Francisco. So we're going to start the video with an unboxing and a little initial thoughts review, but the second half of this video I'm actually going to film a few weeks from now after traveling with it, because it does say it's a travel watch case, and that's a little bit of a durability test as well. So I think this will be a really good, well-rounded video to cover all the bases. We'll jump right into it. Rothwell makes a few different, they make watch boxes, watch rolls, and then some watch cases. This is a 3-watch watch roll. There's a little card in here, Rothwell, San Francisco. This doesn't feel gimmicky, actually. This feels really nice, this extra card. It talks about the 1-year warranty, limited warranty. I'll put that aside. And then for protection, it does open. Actually, it opens just like the like the Rolex boxes do, where the front opens like that. So you have some protection, and then you have the watch roll, which we wanted to jump right into. So I do have to add, they did send this to me for free to review, but I'm not going to be biased at all towards that, because they sent it to me and they can't take it back. So I will be brutally honest. So jumping into it again, it's a $49 watch roll on Amazon, $80 on their site. This color actually looks exactly like it does in the pictures, which is very accurate. I think that's great. It has, instead of having the button pillows, it has slide pillows, which I do really like, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But Amazon did have this as a 4.6 star reviewed, with only 2% 1-star reviews, and I do agree with that. The 1-star reviews too were silly, saying it's not real leather, but I don't think you can expect that for this price range. I think that that's I think that this would be the #1 selling thing if it was real leather under $50. So again, it has slide pillows, which I think is great. I want to put 3 watches in it for travel for sure. And then yeah, customer service is incredible. When I emailed them on a Friday night at 6 o'clock, and they emailed me back by 6:30. I could not believe it. So from my experience, at least, the customer service is immediate. The buttons feel and sound great. I will refilm that in 2 weeks of using it as well. And then they have different colors. I did choose the red and black, which I think looks great. I'll start putting watches in while I talk about it. I'll put a dress watch, a more nautical watch, and then just another dress watch. So I have 6.5-inch wrists. I've not put this on yet. This is actually, it's tight, but it's brand new too, so it will fit. I'm sure it'll fit a much larger wrist as well. I have a obviously smaller wrist. I'm wearing my Rolex Oyster Perpetual right now, 34 millimeter from 1983, 40 years old right now. So here we have this, and this is very snug. Oh, I also will say, this is silly, but the smell of this is not bad. I have some that I'll say right here. This right here, which I'm not gonna say the brand because I'm gonna say some bad things, very loose. Very, very loose, and it smells like chemicals. When I opened it up, it just smelled like chemicals. So another thing, we'll talk about the origin. It does say Rothwell, San Francisco, but it does say the origin is China. So I'm sure they're based in San Francisco, or at least originated in San Francisco, I believe the website says. But it does give I do like when it says something like that. So we'll put a couple in here. What else do I want to say? The flat back, it does advertise as a flat back, so it can't roll off of the table, because that would be actually terrible. I've never had that happen, but I think a lot of them are like that. Very snug, very firm. I'm sure it feels very, I'm not sure if that's wood. I'm not sure what it is, but that does feel great. Now, obviously, the biggest competition I would see to this is the Mirage one for $59, for $10 more. And I do have both of them, and I gotta say, I think that this one is very, very comparable. If I didn't have them side by side, I would say they could have been out of the same factory, which they very well could be, but the leather, or vegan leather, faux leather, whatever you call it, is different texture. This is much more textured leather, where something like this one isn't Mirage, but no texture, obviously. Mirage does have this right here, where it's got the buttons that you can see, and I do think that could be a good thing long-term, because as you can already see, you can see the little bump through the leather, where if you prefer to have the button not show, or the button show through instead of the bump in the leather, that could be one thing. But I gotta say, they both had, I believe, 4.6 star review for the Rothwell San Francisco, and then a 4.8 star review for the Mirage at $10 more. Yeah, to me, I do like both of them equally. They both have good sense. Or I shouldn't say good sense. They just don't have bad sense. But for $49, a lot of people make reviews on a watch roll that's under $100. This is half of that. You could get, excluding tax, for $49 where it currently costs in 2023. This is incredible. This is a great watch roll. I think everyone should have a watch roll as well. If you spend so much money on watches, it makes sense to spend an extra $50 to have a nice roll. So two things I want to add before I do go is that this has like a really nice weight to it when it has watches in it. It feels very firm. It feels very solid. Having the extra watches in there for weight, especially if you had 3, precious metal ones, it would be a very heavy watch box. It'd feel very good. It feels very sturdy. But the Mirage does, for the extra $10, come with this sleeve for extra, comfort, safety. But it's kind of unneeded, but it's just one aspect I would like to have it compared as, is what I think is the main competition. I think anything under this $50 range is going to smell like chemicals, like glue, all these things that you don't want to have smell. And it's just not gonna be as durable. So I can't wait to see how this breaks in. We'll see you soon. All right, so here we are a week later, and I've used it every single day. I opened it several times a day. So I really feel familiar with it. I'm familiar with the size, the weighting, the shape, everything about it. And this is a great watch roll. Very strong, very sturdy. The buttons evenly open perfectly. There's no fraying. They all look sturdy. Again, it's only been a week, but I take really good care of my things, and I plan on keeping it probably, I assume I keep this forever or indefinitely until something goes wrong with it. I would next time I would probably upgrade a little bit more money to the real leather one, so it could be worn in nicely. I think that that would be a nice extra upgrade. But this one is great. The only negatives I see are that the buttons stick through just a little bit. They don't stick through, but they have a little metal bump, and that could be a future issue in longer periods of time, where the other brands, some of them have the buttons go all the way through, so you have a metal circle instead of a bump of a metal circle. The pillows are, very normal pillows. They're great. I have smaller wrists, so I leave a pretty big indent, but I took this watch out, I don't know, an hour ago. The indent's going away, actually, and you could probably knead it out unless you had it in there for years. Again, it's only been a week. There are some creasing over here, which I assume from using it this past week, that was probably where it'll max out at. All the stitching seems great. One thing I mentioned in the last video that I have to touch back on, this Mirage case, the other brand, different brand, this came with a different 3-watch watch roll I did use, and after just 1 week, this, I will say, this is falling apart. It's flaking. You can see when I pull apart, this is actually gonna end up in the garbage. On the back too, all this is almost like it's ink. I don't know what material this is, but it's the cheapest material, and it did not last any time. So, but I have nothing negative to say about Rothwell. This is cheaper and perfect quality so far. I think the smell is great. It obviously smells like materials and possibly glue, which I should have added before, but it doesn't. Some of them are so bad that I don't even like them in my suitcase. So please leave a comment with any feedback for my future videos, or any comments, any questions. Maybe if it's a year from now and you want to touch base on, anything about, hey, how did this work out? Is there any fraying? Make sure to respond to every single comment. And yeah, I hope you enjoy my other videos. So thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.